If your website is not currently getting you more leads and more customers, it's most likely that you don't need to add more things, but you need to remove some things from your website that are chasing customers away. Here are 8 things that you need to remove from your website immediately to turn more website visitors into customers. Now, I've been building and reviewing websites for the past 8 years, and in my experience, the many things that we put on our websites that we think are actually helping us, but are actually the reason why customers don't buy from us. The first one is an unclear opening message. On average, potential customers spend less than 5 seconds on your website before they decide to scroll or move on to the next website that can solve whatever problem or craving that they have. In general, most people visit websites because they have something in their minds. And the first thing that they see is your opening message, which is normally in the banner section at the top. And if it's unclear what exactly you do and how your service can help them, and what they need to do to get it, they're most likely to exit, go and look for the next website and become a customer of your competition because they're not clear on what it is that you can offer them. Just to give you a practical example of this, let's say that you are a busy professional and you've been gaining weight because you spend too much time on your desk and you're looking for a gym that can help you with your fitness and weight loss goals. You go to Google and you search for gyms that are near you. Which of these 2 do you think you'd most likely want to work with? Number 1 is this one, which says, "Welcome to Fitness Center. Join us to achieve your goals, whatever they may be. We support wellness, strength, and other things that matter." And then there's a button here which says, "Find out more." In other words, if you want to know what exactly they do, what different services and options they have for you, you have to click the button. And then option 2 is this one, where they say, "Get the body you are proud of. One-on-one private fitness coaching for busy professionals who want to lose weight, gain confidence, and be the best shape of their life." Button says, "Book a free session." Now, if you say option number 2, you are absolutely right, because it's very clear what this business does. In that, firstly, they help you to get the body that you are proud of. Secondly, they define who their target audience is: busy professionals who want to lose weight, gain confidence, and get the body of their dreams. And then thirdly, they tell you what next to do. The button right there says book a free session, which means that in the first 5 seconds of being on that website, you potentially can become a customer of theirs because they're going to click on that button and register for a free session, and probably someone will call them, text them, or start interacting with them, and hopefully they can become a customer of that business. Plus, also the picture by the side of the woman who's looking fit makes this gym, number 1, more attractive to women who want to look like her. And secondly, whether it's a man or woman who is not in shape, when they see that fit person, they will get a visual picture of what they want to look like. And then that tells them that, yes, they're in the right place or they're on the right website. If you compare it to the first website, you notice that, yes, there is a picture of the gym in the background, but there's no story that's being told there. People don't just go to the gym because they want equipment. People go to the gym because they're looking for a specific result. So if you make your website speak to the specific result that your ideal audience wants, they're more likely to become your customer. The second thing that chases customers away from your website is having complicated menus. Having too many menu options only serves to make your potential customers confused. Now think about this. Come here. In general, people are bombarded with too much information. Your website is probably one out of thousands or tens of thousands of websites that offer the same service that you do. When you get that one chance with a potential customer, it needs to be clear that you are the right person who can help them. So give them less options so that they can decide easily. As a rule of thumb, make sure that at the top you have 5 or less menu options. The other options that you may feel are essential to be on your website, you can simply put them in the footer section. And there you can put as many menu options as you want. So make sure that you're only putting those things that serve to help someone to become a customer. Number 3 is an overly bright and colorful website. Like this. Now, normally when you're building, maybe it's your first website, you don't want the website to be boring and just too simple. So we tend to add a lot of things that are not necessary. In fact, maybe you built your own website or you got a family member to do it for you. And you're trying to make the website to maybe express your personality or to be more fun and enticing to your potential customers. But in reality, what actually works is simplicity. You notice that some of the biggest and best brands out there, their websites have got a lot of white space. That's not because they don't have some things to put on their website, but it's because they understand that psychologically people are attracted to order and simplicity. The less work that you give people to do on your website, the more they want to trust you and actually read and pay attention to the information that you give. But if you make your website clustered, full of too many colors and overall complicated, all you are just saying to your potential customers is that we don't really know what we are doing. And you're making it very hard and difficult for them to trust that you are the one that can help them with your service. The fourth thing that you need to remove is unreadable fonts. There might be a particular font that you like and you feel like it makes your website look a bit more interesting. But the question you need to ask yourself is, do people read this font easily? Or people need to turn their heads like this to try and understand what you're trying to say? As a rule of thumb, use the obvious fonts that are so simple that even an 8-year-old can read them. Basic fonts like Arial, Century Gothic, Calibri, etc., etc. It doesn't have to be those ones, but it must be a font that is just so simple and easy for anyone to read. Once again, you'll notice that like some of the biggest companies out there that make millions of dollars in sales every single day, the types of fonts that they use are so simple. You might think that they are boring, but that's one of the reasons why they make $1 million a day through their websites. The next thing that you need to remove from your website is using corporate jargon or industry jargon or language. In other words, language that you speak in your industry, but the average customer may not understand. You want to make sure that you're using the actual words that customers use when they're defining their problems. We all know that doctors have got crazy handwritings. They name diseases and problems in our bodies with weird names, plus the drugs that they recommend to us have got these weird, crazy, long names. But every single good doctor, before they give you some medicine that you should use, they always ask you to describe in your own words what you are feeling. And then to confirm what they are thinking, they also respond back to you with more questions, but with basic words that anyone can understand. The reason why they do that is because they understand that just because you know the industry language doesn't mean that you should use it to communicate to people, because in most cases, they won't understand what you're saying. So one big mistake that people make on their websites is that they use words, verbiage, and terminology that they themselves understand. It makes them feel like they're educated and they're experts at what they do. But when potential customers come to their websites, they've got no clue what they're talking about. And then they move on to the next website that clearly defines what problems they're facing in words and language that they understand. Also, another thing that you need to avoid is talking mostly about yourself. For example, customers don't care how many awards you have won, unless that's a way of showing social proof. They don't care about that your grandfather started the company in 1910, or that you use the industry-leading software and all those nice-sounding things. The only thing that potential customers are thinking about is, can you solve my problem? So in your website, you need to focus mostly on what are the problems that people are struggling with that we solve. You want to make sure that in your website, you are calling out those problems and then showing that you are the right business or the right person who can help them to solve those problems. And then lastly, you tell them what to do to get you to help them to solve their problem. And that's mostly done through calls to actions. Calls to actions are the buttons that you put on your website that should tell someone specifically that do this next. For example, book a call with us, or buy now, or get a quote. The next mistake that I see people making on their websites is putting social media links right at the top of your website. Now, this may make you feel better because it makes your website maybe a bit more colorful, or it's nice to know that people can actually find you on social media and they can go there and click on like or follow or subscribe. But the truth is that if you put your social media links right at the top, all you're doing is you're getting people to move away from your website where they can become a customer and potentially be confused or distracted by all the other different things that are there on social media. Once they click on that link and go to social media, they might be exposed to a Facebook advert from one of your competitors who is targeting people who go to your website. And then now that they are on social media, they start seeing their adverts and then they become one of their customers. Or maybe while they're on social media, they realize that they've got some messages and then they go and check their messages to see who sent them a message, and then they forget the reason why they were actually on social media. So in other words, social media is a distraction if you put it at the top of your website. The best place to put those social media icons is right at the bottom of your website in the footer section, so that if someone is looking for them, they'll go and look for them there. Or don't put them on your website at all, because you want to remove anything that takes people away from your website so that people stay on your website, they click on your calls to action, and they become your customers. The next thing you need to remove from your website is using stock footage. Stock footage talks about those images that you download from the internet. And yes, I understand the idea is to make your website look a bit better or maybe visually more attractive. But if you use photos of people that don't look like your ideal customers, it distances them from you and makes them not want to trust you. One of the best ways to gain customers' trust is to use images of people or things that represent them. In other words, Rather than taking photos from stock websites, you might actually take a real photo of people in your company. Make sure that you use images that feel relatable and they look like and they feel like or they represent the people that you're trying to attract. And this will get your potential customers to have more of a deep connection with you. The next one is detailed team bios. You know, where you talk about meet the team or this is the team behind the work. And then you put lots of details like one photo of every single person in your team. Maybe there's 10 of you. And then you write like a short bio or in full detail about who they are, what they do, why they work in that company, what motivates them. The truth is, customers don't care about that. If you need such a photo on your website, you'd rather take a group photo of everyone and then write a few details like this is the team that puts it all together and have 1 or 2 sentences about that. And then you put that section in the About Us section. No one makes buying decisions based on the photos you have of the people you work with. People buy because you solve their problems. So they really don't care about who the team is behind the work. They only care about whether that team can help them to solve the problems that they have. Now, if you need a website or you want me to review your website, there's going to be a link in the description of this video that you can click on to book a call with me. And I'll be able to get on a call with you and tell you the exact things that you need to remove from your website to help you to get more leads and to get more customers. Or maybe you watch this video because you're thinking of building a website, you don't yet have one. We can also help you to build up your own website. So you can use the same link to book a call with us. Tell us about your needs in terms of like what you want the website to do and what outcomes you're trying to achieve through the website. And then we'll give you the best options that we have to help you to get that website done in as short time as possible. But now that we've spoken about the things that you need to remove from your website, you might be asking yourself, okay, so what are the things that I should include on my website? Check out this video next that will show you exactly what to put on your website that will help you to get more visitors to turn into customers.